Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I wanted to talk about a guy that I actually like a lot, and outside of his partner Charlie Munger, Warren Buffett is a huge inspiration to me, especially on the dividend investing side, and is actually probably the main reason why I've chosen dividend investing as my main strategy in terms of stock trading rather than growth stock investing, which is also a great strategy for whoever loves growth stocks. But again, it's a completely different strategy, and it has completely different goals within it. In fact, a strategy could even be to use growth stocks all through your earlier years until you get into your later years, and then transition to a dividend portfolio based setting, which you probably would make more money that way. Who knows? I don't know. But I love the idea of compound interest and everything, but that's not the topic of this video today. What I wanted to talk about is Warren Buffett believes that you should save 10% of your income every single year, no matter what. And so this is a lot different than someone who essentially has their emergency fund and uses everything else to invest, pay off debt, or whatever the case may be, right? So instead of just having an emergency fund of 6 months or an emergency fund of 12 months, you're constantly saving money above your emergency fund by just a simple little 10% every single month, every single year, for the entirety of your life. So if you're saving 10% of your money, how much are you investing? How much are you putting towards other things? And so in order for you to save 10% of your money, I'm thinking of so many different people who just spend so frivolously that if they saved 10% of their money alone, they would be in such a different predicament. I mean, before you even get to investing, before you get to any other form of change in your life, the fundamental building block for that is to be able to save money. Before you can invest 15% a year, you need to be able to save $1,000. You need to be able to save $10,000. And what I've noticed is that for me, it took me a while to be able to save $10,000. And then when I got to $10,000, I had to spend it on college. And then when I got there again, I had to spend it on a car. When I got there again, I had to spend it on a house. When I got there again, I had to spend it on a house. And then boom, I'm finally able to start saving like a madman. But understand, so many times I got there and then it had to go. That's because your brain has to get used to you having a certain amount of money. And if you don't believe you deserve that type of money, if you don't believe you deserve to have that type of wealth, you know what tends to happen? You tend to spend it. You tend to lose it. If you get $50,000 tomorrow and you just found it on the street, it'll be gone. You'll spend it. You might forget it in a taxi or Uber or a car, right? You might start spending on things that you never thought you needed. It's because you didn't believe you deserved that money. If someone's so used to having $50,000 in a bank account and their bank is at $30,000, guess what? They're gonna scratch and claw until they get to extra $20,000. But a lot of people who get $5,000 in their bank account and they don't believe they deserve it for whatever reason, they're going to lose that money. They're going to be back to that $2,000 savings, $1,000 savings, $500 savings, because they're used to feeling a certain way. They're used to feeling a certain amount of fear. They're used to feeling a certain amount of, okay, this is where I normally am, right? And so if you're saving 10% every single month, every single year, it's a gradual change. You're going to lose that money. You're going to lose it once. You're going to lose it twice. You might even lose it 5 or 10 times. But eventually you'll get so used to seeing that number in your account, so used to seeing that number in the bank, you'll believe you deserve it. Then you'll set new goals, 15,000, 20,000, 100,000. And eventually you'll hit those goals and you'll keep those goals in mind. So then when you start investing, because you've already allocated money towards saving, you have some inkling of, okay, I can invest money and not lose it. And so investing is also very gradual in how you start to do things. And with the 401k, it's a little different because you're investing over years. So you somewhat believe that you deserve this money because it's taking you so long to get it. But at the same time, when you see $1 million for the first time in your life, or $700,000 for the first time in your life in liquid cash that you can touch, a lot of people are not prepared. A lot of people are not ready for that. And so, again, being financially educated will allow you to hold on to the money that you are creating for yourself, for the wealth that you're creating for yourself, because financial uneducation is going to be the death of a lot of people in America, and it has been for about 2/3 of Americans. So I believe that this is a great opportunity for people to actually implement this method. It might not be 10%, it might be 5%. I encourage you to do 15% because most people, this is what they do. They'll say, okay, I'm going to start with 15%. And then 6 days later, oh, I can't do 15%. I'm going to do 12. 6 days later, okay, I'll just do 10. 6 days later, you know what? I'll just do 5. At some point, they got to say 3% is too low to go. I'm going to save at least 5%. Something around those lines. That's typically what happens. But guess what? They'll still eat out. They'll still go on dates. They'll still buy themselves new clothes. They'll still go on that planned trip. And you know what? That's all more expensive than saving 10% a year. I'm about to go on a trip, and it's going to cost me over $4,000, right? I don't even spend $4,000 on clothes. But, you know, I'm starting to have this feeling of going out and traveling the world is a different type of education that is needed for me personally in my life, which will make me more well-rounded as an individual, which is my hope and my initial belief. People tell me that you know, well, people haven't told me, but people have said you are more experienced, you are more knowledgeable when you really do see the world for what it is. And I do believe that America is just one part of the world. And when you go to different countries, you'll start to experience different cultures, different atmospheres, and a different life in its totality. And so that will open up my mind to a lot more things. But it starts with being able to save, paying cash for these trips, and being able to, budget accordingly for these trips. Yes, I use a credit card, but I already have the money to pay it off, which is a lot different than a lot of people who use their credit cards, don't have the money to pay it off, and now they got a monthly payment, a monthly bill, unexpected expense. And again, that emergency fund is not piled up yet. So get your emergency fund, whatever that number is for you, then start piling up on it 10% every single month. I've already been doing probably a lot more than that, but way more than that. I've been saving more than 50% of what I make because, again, I don't have any expenses. My tenants pay my bills, and so, I save more than 50% of everything I make, and I still invest. I still do everything. So again, I think that this is a great little stepping stone in what people should do. I think it's a benefit to most people and will definitely help you to start investing later on in life. But saving is definitely the first step. So if you like this video, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if you're going to start implementing this strategy for yourself. How much do you save every single month? Let me know in the comment section down below. You know I post every single day at 8 a.m. daily, and I can't wait to see you on the next one. Peace.